In this video, we're going to talk about using the Sonarbit with the Microbit. So this is the Microbit breakout board, and then we're going to connect the first component, which is the OLED screen, to the breakout board. OLED stands for Organic Light Emitting Diode. This is actually the same technology that is being used in many flexible screens in handphones and smartwatches. Next up, we have the passive infrared motion sensor. It's basically used to detect human movement in the proximity of the sensor. Remember, in order to remove the cable, you need to press on the clip, and pull downwards. Alright, so to plug in, remember yellow to signal red to voltage, black to ground. Alright, and then connect the other end to the breakout board. Okay, and we're gonna use pin 1 and we're gonna slot it in now. The purpose of the motion sensor is so that only when someone comes near, then the screen and the ultrasonic sensor will be activated. And finally, we have the Sonarbit. Alright, it works on the principle of echolocation, whereby it uses ultrasound pulses. Okay, ultrasound is sound that's so high frequency that the human cannot hear. You can find this sensor in the IoT kit. Okay, so this diagram explains to you how a sound is sent from one side and then received on the other side, and then through the timing, the calculation of the timing of the return echo, you can speed times time and get the distance. Alright, let's connect it up with the 3 colored cables, yellow, red and black, as B and G on the back of the sensor. Okay, and connect it to the board. I've chosen to use pin 16 here. Okay, so for pin 1 is my motion sensor, in the middle is my OLED, and pin 16 is my ultrasonic sensor. And last of all, let's put in the Microbit. Okay, and we can start coding. Okay, let's start on this project. First, let's get our extensions. Alright, IoT kit. Search for it. IoT environment kit. Alright, let it download the extension. When it's downloaded, you should see it appear in the list of blocks. Okay, first thing, let's initialize the OLED. Alright, and let's create a variable for distance. Set it to 0 at the beginning of the project, on start of the program. Okay, next up, we shall have the forever loop. Okay, we need to detect when the motion sensor has been triggered. For the motion sensor, we will need to use the Tinker Academy blocks. Tinker kit, this is the one. Alright, so under Tinker Academy, you will see the motion sensor block. And we have it. Okay. So the motion sensor will only trigger, more like the sonar for measuring the distance will only trigger when the motion sensor has detected someone nearby. We have connected my project to pin 16. Okay, so if it detects a motion, alright, it will start to read the first thing, which is the distance. Okay, and of course it's not to 0, we read it from the sonar ultrasonic distance. Okay, we shall use centimeters. Okay, pin 16. Oh, sorry, should be pin 1 for the motion sensor. Pin 1 for the motion sensor, pin 16 for the ultrasonic sensor. Alright, next we will have to deal with plotting the distance Okay, so we make use of the 5x5 LED on the front, okay, to help us show the user whether they're coming too close. So up to 100 cm, 1 meter distance. Okay, I shall use the distance variable. So reach the distance, immediately plots out a graph on the 5x5 LED. Okay, and then after plotting the 5x5 LED, what happens is that I also want to show it on the OLED screen. Okay, so I shall show a number. Alright, that's to take the distance over here. So not only use this as a kind of a bar, 5x5 as a bar that will go up and down to want people to go further and things like that. It will also show a numerical value, alright, onto the OLED screen. So this sounds almost about right. Okay, and then if the distance, okay, is too close, alright, we need to do something. If it's not, something else. Okay, so next up is the if block. Okay, to want people to move back, move forward. So that's if. Okay, I use a less than block in the if block. If the distance, I duplicate the distance, okay, here, less than 100, close. Alright, let's just make an audio sound. Okay, there will tell people to move. Alright, so this is an example of what will happen. Okay, so just a bit of a pause in between to slow it down so that it doesn't do this too quickly. Give the person some time to react, to move forward or backward. Okay, and then every time we will need to refresh the screen, else it will keep showing a long list of numbers. I just wanted to show one number at a time. Alright, that looks right. Okay, so for else is when there's no motion, okay, just rest, okay, not do anything. Okay, make sure the screen is clear. Alright, play no sound, or just chill out before anyone comes along and triggers it and sets up these events, this whole chain of events to detect the distance, show the graph, show the number if it's less than 100 cm, want people to move back a bit by playing an audio sound, and then every 0.2 seconds this will keep checking for the distance, wait for the person move forward, move backward, and then display the distance on the graph and check again if the person has moved within 100 or outside 100. If it's outside 100, no more sound. Okay, if within 100 will play sound. Okay, and if not, there's no person at all, we just turn off the screen and wait for half a second and check again the next half a second whether anyone is nearby. So you can kind of play around with this. Then you want to save some battery life on a Microbit, or wait for a while. Don't let it trigger too quickly. Maybe in a high traffic area, a lot of people are walking by. Okay, you don't want it to keep buzzing and make a lot of noise. Alright, so this is a basic project to detect someone's nearby and make sure that the person is a certain distance away from your Microbit or your ultrasonic sensor. Kind of useful for what we're doing nowadays. Okay, that's it. Alright, so this is what your final code should look like on start of whatever. Okay, so again I repeat again that some tips to help you get your code nicely arranged. You can click on format code. Okay, that will make your blocks kind of nice. It will arrange the blocks nicely out for you. and please use the snapshot. Okay, so click on snapshot here on the right click menu to download a photo, a picture file, okay, of your code into your computer so that you can easily post it on Padlet and for your presentations and for your reports. Alright, so use snapshot to just take this portion, picture or portion of code. Okay, it doesn't include the additional stuff at the side, so it's easier to take screenshots of your code. Alright, and then remember at the beginning of this project, make sure you go to extensions and import the IoT and the Thinker Academy blocks. Alright, so remember on start, initialize, create a variable, set it to 0. Alright, we have our motion detection under the if statement, one big if statement inside of forever. So this will constantly run, okay, the moment that there's a motion detect on pin 1 which connected onto the breakout board. I will check the distance by setting it to check with your ultrasonic distance, make sure it's in centimeters, we're dealing with cm, centimeters here, and I connected mine to pin 16. Okay, so I'll show the distance, I'll plot the graph, okay, up to 100 because you know this is the distance that we are checking for. Alright, if it's less than 100, okay, play a sound. Alright, wait for 100 milliseconds, okay, before checking this again. Okay, so you know, if a person sometimes you step back, step forward, make sure you clear the OLED because if you don't, the number will like have a long list on the screen. It's hard to read. I only want one number. Alright, if there's no detection, make sure you clear the OLED screen, turn off the screen. And also this clear screen is under basic. Okay, I didn't show my previous portion of recording. Okay, this clear screen here. Alright, we'll make sure that the 5x5 LED here on the Microbit is also turned off to save power. Alright, and then for the pause it's about 500 milliseconds for me. Alright, so this is if there's no one. Okay, wait for 5 milliseconds, check again. Oh, if there's someone, do this. Okay, keep refreshing the moment that no one, the person has walked away, you know, exited, gone somewhere else. Okay, this is the kind of the idle state. Okay, so this is the explanation of my code. Okay, for this example of you know, distance checking, maybe you can apply it to your project or you know, improve on this, okay, to get people to have safe reopening. Alright, so this is the video. That's it.